I spoke to the nurse, the duty nurse yesterday. She told me that Dr. Meta would ring me after 5 o'clock is to renew a painkiller prescription. I currently have no GP. Ye advised me to leave. I was told I'd get answers at the new place about what had happened, my file. Basically, the new place then couldn't answer. I'd been upset up there. I've asked to make an actual complaint up there over the treatment I was receiving, and they've called the police, and I'm going through an incident with them. It's currently rendered me GP list. The accident and emergency have had mental assessors. They're saying he's not mad, he's frustrated. I seem to be going through continued deceit, lies, missed appointments, messed up prescriptions. I'm trying to get help here. I was told yesterday by someone in the office that ye would help me with pain medication. I waited for a phone call yesterday, it didn't come. I rang this morning, asked for an email, that hasn't come. This is causing me anxiety, on top of the pain. So can you please help? You know what I mean? Help, please.
Just bear with me a second. That's all right. 1 minute.
Thank you.
Can you do me a favour? Can you help me with your date of birth?
Me?
Yes, please.
14th to the 11th, 83.
4-3.
14th of November, 14th to the 11th, 1983.
Okay. And you spoke to someone this morning?
Yeah, I spoke to someone who said that they'd have to wait till the manager come in and he'd email me. I was told by the nurse that Dr. Meta would ring me after 5 yesterday.
Paul?
Yes?
Hiya, have you got a contact number that I can take to give you a call back?
Yeah, it's the one that you have, the same one I give yesterday. I'll give it to you again. 07832
07832
164 003.
Alright, give me about 15 minutes and I'll give you a call back.
I appreciate that, because this phone I'm speaking off, no, I can't hear it when it's ringing. It's actually broke. I need to be here looking at it. So, like last night, I sat there looking at the phone for 2 hours.
Back in about 15 minutes.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Do you know what, man? Only for the, I don't know. I don't even know at this stage, man. There is obviously people within the organisation with a sincere duty of care, because that's why they get into this. People don't get into nursing for the money, because there's no money in it. They get in it because they want to help people, they want to care for people. Obviously people get into management because they want to advance their careers. And I suppose they're happy to trample all over people, man. I think that's capitalism. I'm just going to pause this down, and hopefully that I can carry the video on when she rings me back. But if not, I don't want to record if they're being sincere with me, but then are they being sincere knowing that if they play on my compassionate nature, that they can fucking manipulate me, you know what I mean? Because I'm easily manipulated, because I don't want trouble, I want help. Yeah, it is what it is. Hello?
Hello, am I speaking to Mr. Paul?
Yeah, speaking of... Yeah, I'm speaking, yeah.
Right, I just spoke to the nurse.
Yeah.
And what you would need to do, you would need to join a different surgery.
Oh. All right then, yeah, I'm in the process of doing it, but I have been rendered without medication. But look, there's no way of speaking to Dr. Meta, no? I just...
It's going to be a little bit difficult now, because have you joined a different surgery?
No, to be honest, I don't want to go through the process of explaining this all to a new doctor, because that's where I did join a new surgery. Dr. Meta told me, he advised me, he goes, go somewhere closer to your house. I said, it's all done over the phone. Why would I be explaining to someone over the phone what's gone on for the last 2 years? He said, a fresh set of eyes on your file. So I asked him, would I go backwards treatment-wise? He said no. But I took his word on that. I've signed up with a new surgery. I got a bit of a runaround after... But because I'm trying to explain, basically I've shouted at the doctor. The first day I spoke to my doctor, He said he had the file. I said, right, can you tell me, is there things missing out of it? Which I knew the answer, there was things missing out of it. He said, I can't speak about that. So then I felt Dr. Met had lied to me, but I took it out on the blog, I took it out on this doctor, but this man had never met me, even in person. So he's dealing with an irate person on the phone. Then the physio rang me. The first thing he says is, what's the problem? I've spoke to 5 physios who've told me varying things. I've found large chunks missing out of my file. I waited 5 months for the file to go back to Ireland. It took me 6 months to even track down the physio files. You know what I mean? So, like, to say that this man...
Because you've joined a different surgery.
Listen, that's what I want to know. Was I coerced into joining this different surgery? Because Dr. Mehta also taught me that if I needed anything to call back. And I do need something now. I feel that I've gone there...
Can you listen to what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, okay then, yeah.
Because you've joined a different surgery, we don't have access to your notes anymore.
No. I'm not on about my notes from now. I'm on about my notes from last time. From all my notes, the ones that you lost.
Yeah, I know. But
The ones that weren't attached to my file. Doctor's records that I remember speaking to my doctor that weren't mentioned on my file. Practice of physio that I'd gone to the doctor consulting that was causing me pain, but that wasn't attached to my file. So it's things like that, but I feel that I trusted Dr. Mehta enough to leave the surgery on his recommendation. And now I feel I was tricked. You know what I mean? To a point where it wasn't practical. It wasn't practical at all. I know it's going to be easier for me to deal with ye than going to a new doctor explaining all this, because that's causing me anxiety and frustration. It's getting brought up as threatening behaviour, but I'm never threatening, because if I lose my temper, I stand back. I've never tried to threaten anyone in any doctor's surgery, and anytime I've lost my temper, it's warranted. It's people blatantly not doing their job, or lack of duty of care, to a point where I'm going to the doctors now feeling that it's going to worsen, because I'm going to go to my doctors, it's going to be a row and anxiety. So the place you go for care is making me worse. Ongoing lies, continued lies, where I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't know, was Dr. Mehta being sincere, and did he believe that I'd get the help in the new surgery, or were he just trying to get rid of me? You know what I mean? But it's continued lies and deceit, even from the new doctor. P.E. Doyle, like, it seems that if you make a mistake, your first thing to do is to make me out to be irrational, and then you're happy to lie and cover up. You know what I mean? Where it's gone to a point, it's affecting my ongoing care for over 12 to 18 months. You know what I mean?
Right, so how are we going to get to the bottom of this then?
Do you know what? I'd just like to know, if I don't trust Dr. Mehta, I'll never trust another doctor in my life. Yeah, hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know, you got cut off there. I said I would like to know, was Dr. Mehta genuine when he told me I'd get care from the second GP? Or why are you trying to get rid of me? I'd like to know that for myself, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a troublemaker. I'm a patient that's come there, to my doctors, looking for care, and blatantly didn't get it. You know what I mean? Receptionist,
Did you recently move home address?
I did, but we were in a pandemic when I moved home address, so I did say to the doctor that I wouldn't have seen the practicality of me changing surgery if I wasn't
The
going...
only reason why I'm asking this is because I can't see your notes, so I'm only going by what you're telling me.
All right, no, you don't have any of mind like what, I'm completely off your file again, so that breaks the trust of when Dr. Mehta said that if I needed anything, I could go back to you, so that was a lie.
Yeah, well, because I can't see
Look, all right, I'm not trying to trip you up either. I'm just trying to know for my own self, girl. All right, it is what it is. At least I know going to my new doctors. And it's an awful thing that I even have to go through a complaints procedure with a doctor when all I'm looking for is care. That's all I was ever looking for.
No, it shouldn't be too bad, because we've said all your notes should be in your...
Listen, love, listen, all my notes. I'm going to have to go check with my Irish doctor now and see what was missing from my new notes to the notes that he got in June last year. Because the notes that he got didn't contain anything about a physical injury, only that I was sent to physio, that I didn't show up, that I didn't want to take this medication, that I refused this treatment. I didn't refuse any practical treatment. Not one. No, I didn't. No, 100%. I spoke to a counsellor for 2 hours on the phone. He told me I need to go to alcohol treatment. I disagreed, but I went anyway. I got down, I see this place isn't for me. By the time I got home, I was £6 out of pocket and I was physically sore. You know what I mean? I rang the blower. I said, did you listen to a word I said? At what point did you think I had an alcohol problem? I haven't drank in 3 weeks. I never refused any care. Any care. Ye put me on to Lucia Fosco from Keering in North London. Ye haven't followed up with a referral to her. She's the only woman that cared for me and continues outside her duty of care for her job, just as her practical caring nature as a human being who has chosen to stay with me and has been my counsellor, my support, my help, my advocate, the whole lot. Ye gave me her address. Ye don't even know her. There's nothing about her on my file belong to ye. The accident and emergency I went to last year when I had a mental breakdown after my mother died, they knew about Lucia. So why is there nothing about Lucia attached to my file? Because Lucia knew that the physio was causing me pain because I told her. So how come she can remember it but it's not on my doctor's file? You know, again, I'm not trying to trip you up, God, but this is it. This is what it is, and it'd be a lot easier on me if people say, right, lad, we've made a fuck up here, we've made a mistake, and apologise to me.
Chase it up with the new GP surgery that you've joined.
Yeah, I will, girl. I'm going through. I've rang the ombudsman. I'm going through all the official procedures, but like I'm dyslexic, so I can't even write letters. This is why I'm ringing you constantly, ranting. Because if I sit there, I'm trying to write a letter. By the time I write it, spell check it, I might have an anxiety attack. I might be able to sleep for 2 days.
What did you want the letter for?
What's that?
The letter in regards to?
In regarding the ongoing, continual mistreatment of me, that doesn't seem to stop, even from the way I was coerced. I feel I'd like to speak to Dr. Matter on the record or off the record, said, at least to let him know, you know what I mean? Maybe I might write Dr. a letter, because I do like to think, because he's the man I trusted more than anyone, I like to think that he did sincerely believe that I would get practically better treatment by moving.
You've got email address, don't you?
I do. I'm going to speak to this complaints person and get her to give me proper solid advice on what I need to do.
Send us an email and I can see if they can give you a call.
I'd like to speak to Dr. Matt. I would. I feel violated. I do. I feel violated of trust. And if I don't trust Dr. Matt, I don't trust any doctor. You know what I mean?
Today, so I can't get him to give you
Yeah, okay, I will. I'll write a strongly worded letter at some stage over the next couple of days. Thanks for your help. You've been very helpful.
sorry about
You're alright. You don't have to be sorry. You didn't do nothing. Thanks very much.
Alright then.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.
Bye.